is. Okay. Okay. Hold on. There. Okay. Just gotta get the game up. And there we go. Please ignore the fact that we are set to Bard. Just the last thing I was doing. Alright, Titan, that's enough out of you. Okay. So now, to start us off, we're throwing ourselves into this head first. We got a lot on the agenda for the evening, so we're gonna see what we get to and how long everything takes. Kind of have like a priority list for myself. Back already by the frown you're wearing. I take it you got nothing to show for your time with the kobolds. Might be as you want for better sport. No, just the creature what'll give it to you. The Hydra reigns over the fiends within Halatali. A nasty piece of work that. Try not to piss your britches when you see it. Hydra can be confronted via the Duty Finder upon examining the quest destination situated by the entrance to the Halatali. Please note that the trial of Relic Reborn the Hydra must be completed while equipped with the unfinished Bravura. Which I do have equipped. Okay. Why did I think this one would also be in Karthus rather than Thanalan? Now, there is a reason we're starting with this one, and that, of course, is the fact that we don't know how long the queue is going to take for it. So, throw us into that. Hello, Robert. Good to see you. It's too hot. It's so hot today. Like, oh my god. Average wait time less than 5 minutes. I mean, that's a good sign, I guess. Let's see. Can't work on the rogue quests because solo duties. Surely the level 35 monk quest will not have a solo duty. Right? There's no way? Don't even make me think about him. No, it appears that I had food poisoning for a solid week. So, hold on. This is not where I need to go for the monk quest. I have to go to the Goldsmith Guild. But yeah, I was like getting better. I was like doing fine, and then I went to the Music of Square Enix Symphony concert, and they played a song from FF16. And when I got home that evening, I got much worse. So there's a million things it could have been, but I'm choosing to blame exposure to Clive. Oh, God. Okay, let's get this over with. Just the people I was hoping to see. It was a hair's breadth from setting out on my own. To look at you, yes, I dare say you appear to have been growing in brawn at the expense of brain. I want to kill him so bad. That was the incident. That was the Code Red Clive incident. They also spoiled the entire game for the entire audience, so I made a really good call to make sure I finished the game and knew I hated it before I went to that concert. They actually just spoiled the whole thing. It was actually kind of insane. Alright, well, let us measure some Aether, shall we? And by we, I mean you. Oh, and the monk simpleton, of course. Though, contrary to his nature, he has already sent out for the destination I assigned him. Thinking perhaps that you were far too stupid to take, much less understand, etheric readings. It is true, you are stupid, but the Aetherometer shall do all the work for you and transmit the data back to me. As souls more, suited to action, the monk simpleton and yourself need only carry the device on your person and set about beating on things as you always do. It shall capture data as you trudge about hither and yon. Aether is not the only source of all not only the source of all magics, but also the fount of all life. Yet despite its ubiquity, it remains imperceptible. When a living thing dies, the Aether comprising its life is released. When this discharge takes place, a portion of that Aether remains lingering in the physical world. No doubt you have the ethereal crystallization, the physical manifestations. No, what's crazy is they didn't warn us. They didn't warn us at all. They show what happens after the final boss fight of FF16. Specifically what happens, minor spoilers, to Joshua. Right after the boss fight. And it genuinely, like... it's astonishing. In short, the more violent and dramatic the loss of life, the greater the amount of Aether left behind, either in its imperceptible form or crystallizations. And where are the most lives lost in this manner? Cemeteries. No, false, you idiot. Battlefields. Do you not see? With etheric readings of those locations, we can discern the scale and more of the battles that took place there. And for those fool beliefs the monkhood keeps, chakra and spiritual energies and whatnot, if I were to allow that they truly exist, I would be inclined to say they are one and the same as Aether itself. The Aether turning around these ancient battle sites come naturally to settle in the surrounding life, both plant and animal, though more so in the latter. It accumulates within them, felling these beasts, which then releases that Aether, causing a surge that resonates with the Aether within you, causing it to expand, the so-called opening of the chakra. By this, the very power of life itself within you grows. Watered down explanation, but adequate for one of your mental prowess, I believe. Mine own wife never had the patience for such things either, nor my passion. She cursed me and my work, took our children, returned to Alabigo. The world's most divorced man. They did show some Kingdom Hearts 3, but they didn't spoil it. They only went out of their way to spoil like a couple of games in there, and it was really weird that they did that. They played the Phoenix theme from FF16, so they showed the ending of the game for that. And then they also showed they did the final boss theme of Octopath Traveler, and so they showed the final boss on screen. Granted, I'm probably never going to play Octopath, because I've never heard it's very good, to be honest. But now is not the time for that tale. The area I'm placing in your charge is Bloodshore in eastern Lenosha. Place this aetherometer in an appropriate location, then after a spell, retrieve it and bring it to me. I obtain the data I require, and you and the monk simpleton are afforded the chance to indulge your, how shall I put it, charming little backward fantasies. All are happy. Ideally, I would prefer you to have a knowledgeable understanding of Bloodshore's history, but I fear we lack the time for me to educate you. I need hardly tell you that my research takes precedence over your schooling. Alright, goodbye, Eric. After it came out, people were saying it's good, and I haven't heard that anyone mention it in a long time. So, here's the thing about Octopath. It is the grindiest RPG ever made. For some reason. I don't know why. But, like, you have to play through 8 character stories as you go. And, like, each one of them has, like, significant level gaps between, like, one moment and the next. So you're just constantly stopping to grind, like, each of the characters up. You know, it's not like it's not one of those RPGs that'll let you just, like, sideline a character. I actually don't know. This... Hold on. I need to reorganize the top bar. I don't know what's happening on it anymore. Hold on. Ah, I've been stunned. The director of Live Alive and the director of Chaos was in the same room. It is like kind of a I would say the closest analog to it that I know of is isn't Live Alive. It's I don't know. It's really weird. It's kind of the structure of what is that game called? Saga Frontier. But imagine they're all in the same party, and like I don't know. It's weird. It's a very odd game. Some people liked it, but I've never heard anyone in my life say a good thing about it. You know, I'll probably give it a try at some point. But you know, I'm not holding my breath thinking it's gonna be like amazing or anything. So I didn't mind having it spoiled. I would have minded having the ending of FF16 spoiled for me. Have you brought the aetherometer? Here's your stupid thing. Consider yourself lucky I'm not throwing it at your head, Eric. Seems the device has suffered some damage. I suppose such things are unavoidable in this line of work. I must see to its repairs at once. That is, after all, why I put up here at the Goldsmith Guild. My aetherometer is no ordinary device. I came up with elaborate design myself and had the finest engineers at Garland Ironworks draft the schematics, and then commissioned the most talented goldsmith to fabricate it. Widar Gelt delivered the results of his outing not long ago. I must insist you take the leave of me now. There is wealth of data from me and blah, 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 blah. I hate this man. Repairing the aetherometer, determining which locations. Okay, sure. Sorry if you're very invested in Eric. We've been forced along a little bit. Come on. Okay. Switch to Warrior. Alright, time for our main event of the day. The next optional trial. Okay. So you remember how I said that the Chimera is like pathetically easy and like basically doesn't have mechanics? The same is true of the Hydra. No, there will be no getting up on his back. Ah. I'm a little out of practice, but it's fine. He's dead. These things are, like, weaker than dungeon bosses. I just really don't understand what the idea was behind them. They have less than no mechanics. Yeah, they're nothing. It's crazy. Come on, we're caught up on these, so we can remove that. Hold on, I can also remove that. Replace it with warrior. It's okay. You'll slowly get to see the game morph into its current state as we go. A Realm Reborn kind of doesn't have like the most interesting content unless we get into the insane stuff. At that point, like, oh my god. There's a raid series we have not done yet, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I want to do it. Because, like, on one hand, we need the story content for the future, but on the other hand, those raids are impossible. They're so hard. Again, I'll talk about them when we get there, though. That's probably not today. You're still alive. Why the hells do you adventurers have to be so goddamn sturdy? I was bloody sure you'd be Hydra dung by now. Thanks, Geralt. Thanks for the confidence. What's done is done, or in this case, not done. Any road, let's talk about that text you brought. It follows the life of Iron Eater, the legendary sellsword, or maybe Sell Axe, who lived 5 centuries ago. The man was the ultimate warrior, if the count's to be believed. The amount of coin Iron Eater demanded for his services, they say he could hire a whole bleeding army. That, or keep me in mead for a fortnight. Ahem, any road. I managed to find mention of the bravura amongst all the Maymen and Killen. Like any warrior worth his salt, Iron Eater wielded bravura. But there was a telling difference. His axe head was forged to weigh double the usual. Not a weapon for the faint of heart, I tell you. Needless to say, the thing was a bugger to wield, but gods, if you had the brute strength to swing it, hoo-hoo, you could make a proper mess of someone. As you can see, I've done my research. I trust you've also been pulling your weight, putting the relic to use like I said. Well, go on then, tell me what you've learned. That's so. I had wondered about that. Based on what you'd gleaned from the text and your first-hand experience, I'll rework the relic so as to improve your affinity with it. Hand it over for a second, will you? Here you go. There, deed's done. That leaves us with one last step. Fully immerse in the old relic, the new host, and the soul of the bearer. Aye, that's you. Only then can the weapon be restored to its former glory. But to do this, I need a fire that's hotter than the 7th hell. And to keep such a fire alive and raging, I need a wind that's fiercer than the hangover I had last week. You know what I mean. Just get me a white hot ember, a howling gale, and a chunk of hyperfused ore, and I'll finish your bloody weapon. And I need me bottle of rods at hand, quench in oil as well to cool it off. Right, Ifrit, Garuda, Titan. Oh my god. Okay, well, we're gonna be queuing for trials tonight, it appears. So we have to do Bowl of Embers hard first, it looks like. This probably won't take that long. Head to Mordona. After this step, we'll be done with the first of the 3 quests tied to this weapon, so other? Special arms? Ah, there it is, the quenching oil. At some point, we're gonna need 900 poetics to clear out this entire quest, so just gonna store that down here. We don't need these at all. Okay. Probably can't do the rogue quest. Let's do Bard then. Chipping away at something relatively new to me. I voiced an extensively edited game review. Glad I started, but also never do this to myself again. Oh my god. Okay, I have been there. I have fully been there. Let's just say there's a reason a lot of my content now is just casual streams. Because oh my god. Video editing is like my least favorite thing to do in the world. I hate it. That glint of determination in your eyes is a testament to your newfound strength. Put me in the mind of my salad days, Miku. You would know why I truly abandoned the battlefield and became a bard. That I took an arrow to the knee is what most folks believe. Yeah, haha, very funny. But it is quite clear that you are not most folk. Very well, I shan't insult your intelligence with an untruth. For now, allow me to answer by saying that everything in creation is given to change, and man most of all. I was drawn to the power of song, the power to touch the very souls of men, and decided that I must pursue it. Sadly, that power has been all but forgotten in this age of cynicism. Such songs, as those performed by tavern bards, serve no purpose beyond the amusement of drunkards. But that was not always the way of it. There was a time when song could shape the outcome of a conflict. Ever since nations first quarreled, armies have fielded archers wherewith they rained death upon the enemy from afar. As the battle unfolded, however, the distinction between the lines of friend and foe would grow hazy. Yet the archer's part did not end there. He had to stay ever alert, with the arrow nocked and eyes strained upon the struggle. Even as his comrades fell, turning the earth red with their blood, the archer could ill afford to avert his gaze, lest that moment cost another his life. One need not have a vivid imagination to appreciate the torrent of emotions that raged within him in that moment. Nerves near to fraying, his breast fit to burst, the archer did the only thing he could. He sang. His bow became his makeshift instrument, plucked as an accompaniment. At first, the archer sang only to still the roiling within, but his voice changed to carry his comrades. It inspirited those who engaged in combat, lending strength to their sword arms, and those who lay upon the precipice of death. It granted a measure of peace. Realizing the tactical potential of song, yet loath to set aside his skilled archers for that purpose, armies began raising dedicated regiments of minstrels. But the members of such units were no warriors, Miku. Fair of voice and nimble of finger, these career minstrels could find a place in the hall of any lord. Yet they knew not of the burden borne by those who charge into battle, whose lot is to dance with death and sup on pain, and so their songs rang hollow, holding no power over the hearts of men. In eastern Lenosha, spirits are said to haunt the trees of Raincatcher Gully. I'd ask you travel there and await the emergence of these specters. Through the force of arms, you are to release the spirits from their tormented existence, and in so doing, release their unfathomable suffering. With such a deed, you might you draw forth an ancient melody in the soul of the bard. Oh, he is sending me really far away. Okay. Export it so they can add a scene near the beginning and export it again. Yeah, no, I used to do game review type content. And the best I'll say is prepare yourself. Video game content on YouTube does bad. It does real bad. There is no like piece of advice I can offer other than it you know, if anyone watches it, it's complete random. So you know, that being said, I am proud of some of the things I made, so you know, that's fair. That's good. Reminds me, I need to continue working on. I have a video in the oven right now. It's just like, you know, working on it is draining at the moment. I'll get to it. Okay, I did the deed. I killed the creatures. Welcome back, Miku. In your eyes, I see a layer of understanding, of regret, and of futility. And in your heart, it now echoes with the strains of an old song newly discovered. Embrace this song, and as you play it in battle, shall ever more powerful emotions be set and temper your soul. When your stock of tales has grown, pray return and regale me with stories of your adventures. Don't get too excited. This ability we're about to unlock is I don't want to call it bad, but it is really situational. Bard has the ability to just remove a detrimental effect from another player once every couple of minutes. It doesn't come up a lot, but when it comes up, it's nice to have. It's good to see you return, Miku, and more seasons still for your time in the world. Call me a spoony bard, haha, very funny. But as a man in the winter of his years, it gives me great joy to observe the adventure in the spring of hers. Oh my god. Odd time for oh, he's gonna talk forever. Oh, he's gonna talk forever. Oh, he's gonna talk forever. Oh my god. Okay, we have to go somewhere and do something. In fact, actually, hold on. I'm gonna abandon that so we can see it again. There. Okay. Eventually. Okay. This run of Ifrit isn't going to be any different than our last one, so not particularly exciting. The healers are taking a rather loose approach to it, though. You know, worrying me a little. What do I have all of this, like, offset? There. Why are people standing next to me? Okay. I'll give it to my co-tank for never trying to pull off of me. Does this look cool? No. Agreed on it anyways. I already possess an Inferno weapon coffer? Where? Oh, it's this one. I don't need the rod. I'll leave. Not sure if it being a Mega Man game would help or hinder its visibility. On one hand, it's a well-known franchise. On the other hand, that means it's up against a sea of other reviews. I guess it kind of depends on which game it is. In a Howling Gale and the Howling Eye. Okay. Oh. Okay. More cues like this, please. Mega Man 0? Yeah, I don't know. Perhaps? Oh, well. Yeah, there goes my Berserk. Come on. Oh, and she stunned me. There we go. Easy peasy. Sure, I'll agree on a scholar weapon. I already have one of these, though. Calling it Rockman Zero in the title, that alone will make it invincible. Okay, now Titan. Okay, now we can actually start this quest. It's good to see you return, Miku. More seasons still for your time in the world. Call me Spoony Bard, but as a man of the winter of his years, it gives me great joy to observe an adventurer in the spring of hers. This is an odd time for recollection, but it was a spring day when a bard first came to my hometown. He played the most sorrowful chords, even as his words tantalized the ear like the breath of one's first love. Many a maiden's heart was stolen during his visit, and doubtless more besides. Miku, would you believe that common bards too were born of archers? This may seem far-fetched upon first hearing, but it isn't so far a stretch. Ask yourself this. What becomes of soldiers when conflict gives way to peacetime? Some have lives they might return to, aye, but most must needs take up a new trade to make ends meet. Well, it so happened many who had once bent the bow took to strumming the harp. They wandered the realm, singing passionately and earnestly of the war as seen through their own eyes, of sweet victories and bitter defeats, of sacrifice and cowardice. Their songs so captured the imagination of the people. Nary a day passed when a bard was not called on to perform, be it in a humble tavern or some great lord's hall. Alas, their popularity proved their downfall. Intoxicated by the attention of the masses, the bards took to embellishing their songs in a bid to outdo one another. And over time, each song was shorn of verity until the bard's repertoire contained not one shred of truth. By now, you will know that such songs have no purchase upon men's hearts. Certainly, a bawdy tune may set off fits of laughter in a sailor, and a sorrowful ballad summon tears from the eyes of a soft-hearted maiden. Yet these are but pale shadows of what songs can achieve. For a blessing, this decline did not escape the notice of the Mughals. As great patrons of the arts, they feared that the true power of song might be lost to mankind. So it was that they labored to gather and safeguard those crystals known as the souls of the bard, that they might bestow upon worthy men and women. Well as I know you relish in listening to my sermons, I dare say it's past time we moved on to the practical side of the lesson. I know I mentioned this previously, but tell me, are you perchance familiar with the Ballad of the Vainglorious Fool? Stop emoting at me. I need... restore empty this post-haste. Oh my god. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that again. It's gonna keep happening. I like this base piece. Where do you get that? That is the racing chocobo mask. And there he goes. And there he goes again. Okay. And now we just kill him. This is the easy part. I still think it's such a shame that the actual Titan boss theme doesn't start playing until he's at literally 40% health. Like, he barely gets a chance to do anything these days. Oh, these bombs are about to murder a lot of people. Guillotine of Crags. Ooh, I will take that, actually. I will gladly take that. Oh, we did not get it. Oh, well. Okay. Now we have to deliver these items to Geralt, but real fast, we're going to finish accepting this Bard quest. Where did we leave off? Okay. Song recounts the massacre of the Griffin Crossing, a battle that took place decades past, wherein countless Gridanian lives came to a premature end. But do forgive me, I seem to have mistaken the proper order of things. Before I begin, I must be convinced that the point of the tale will not be lost upon you, elsewise I will have wasted my breath in the telling of it. Now heed well these instructions. Make your way to Welwick Wood, where resides a mated pair of Ald goats that have but recently lost a kid. The pair has been driven mad with grief, and only death will put an end to the uncontrolled rampages. Linger in their territory until you encounter the beasts. Then fly your arrows of mercy until you liberate them from their sorrow. So too shall your soul resonate with the echoes of the poignant melody. Okay. Go kill goats. I imagine this is going to be yet another very, very fast Bard quest. I am actively roasting alive right now. God, it's too hot. Where is there? Is this guy doing the exact same quest? Yes. Yep, okay. Yeah, we're about to get the second song, and this one is the one that kind of like sets in stone, like, this is the Bard playstyle. As you'll see. Welcome back, Miku. I can almost hear the cries of the morning that have seared, or the cries of morning that have seared themselves into your soul. That you remain unbowed by such anguish is a testament to your spirit's fortitude. Yet even as your heart swells to contain these new experiences, you must not neglect your skills with a bow. A resilient heart must needs have a robust body which to beat. Once you have trained both to equal strength, then I shall perform for you the ballad of the Vainglorious Fool. Let's just finish off the bard quests that I have unlocked right now. Let's just do them. Okay. This new song, whereas this one refreshes the bloodletter like cooldown timer every time it procs. This one, as it procs up to 4 times, it gives you faster attacks as they go. So like, hello. A lot of people doing the bard quests right now. Welcome back, Miku. By your tranquil countenance, it is plain that both your body and soul are in readiness for the next stage of your journey. Very well, the time is ripe that I teach you the Ballad of the Vainglorious Fool. The song tells the tale of an archer of the God's Quiver whose peerless skill was surpassed only by his hubris. Alas, that hubris led to the annihilation of his entire regiment at the battle, which has come to be called the Massacre of Griffin Crossing. Ahem. I'm not singing this. Standing guard in the dead of night, an archer wearying of the sight, drunk on pride and of starved glory, forsook his post to claim victory. 10 score yalms had the archer crept when shrieks rang out whence his comrades slept, for he was not there to see the knives, nor to ring the bell and save friends' lives. Tell me, Miku, what lessons can be learned from this tale? Don't run off into the middle of, into the woods in the middle of the night. But hold that thought. What your tongue claims to understand interests me not. As before, I'd sooner have you demonstrate the fruits of your learning with a bow in hand. This time, however, you shall have the pleasure of my company. I would have you escort me to the Galmora ruins in the North Shroud. It is there that some few fallen from the Massacre of Griffin Crossing have been laid to rest. Pray, honor this place of remembrance with a bouquet of lilies. Heed me, O puissant Alphic. Cast thee back to the reins of the firmament that we might gaze upon the battles of yore. Oh. The Fall Guard float. Okay. Did the writer have a tune in mind? Who knows? That song didn't even really properly rhyme, so like... Glory and victory is a little bit of a stretch. Oh god. These? Okay. We have so much crap in our inventory right now. Oh, hello. The enemy van. Oh. He's gonna freeze up. Yeah, okay. No. No, I cannot. Why? Why do I still draw breath? Yeah, you know, if you want therapy, you know, like, I'm gonna need to be, like, paid. That's a sin of the past, that a sin of the past would beget another. Forgive me, Miku. This is hardly the worst position I've ever been in. Oh no, an Ixal and 2 dogs. Am I even gonna need the... No, I really don't need to do shots on this guy. Oh. I just had to kill him. Okay. As you have doubtless noticed, I am no longer capable of wielding a bow. I, whom they call the God's Bow. I had hoped that the years would take the edge off the memories, but I hoped in vain. Absolution does not come so easily. Heed me well, Miku, for I shall reveal all to you. The man sung of in the Ballad of the Vainglorious Fool, whose hubris doomed an entire regiment, he and I are one and the same. Being no stranger to the bow, you will know that the archer's role in battle is that of support. His charge is to thin out the enemy line, that his comrades might gain ground in the field of battle. By that most basic of criteria, I was unfit to hold a bow from the first. Oh. Getting flashbanged. In my pride and lust for glory, I sent countless souls to a bloody grave, good men and women all. With loved ones and bright futures awaiting them, I lost the will to live that day, becoming an empty husk of a man, tormented in sleep and wakefulness both by the memories of my crime. But the gods were not without mercy. They gifted me with song, that I might find a measure of solace in my wretched existence. A new melody resounds within you, I see. Though this outing was rather far departed from what I had in mind, that it still bore fruit gives me comfort. On that note, let us conclude the lesson. I dare say I have no cause to worry that you will repeat the same mistake as the vainglorious fool. Miku, I would be alone for a while. Take yourself back to camp. I shall make my own way there presently. Unfortunately for you, quest NPC, I've already leveled enough so that we can accept the next quest immediately. Ah, hello, Fate Boss. Glad to see you safely returned, though I rasp my voice hoarse through the saying of it. I cannot tell you enough times how much I regret dragging you into such danger. And yet there is more I would ask of you. If you do me the kindness of lending me your ear, then pray speak now. It's like, oh, you don't have a choice, Mr. Quest NPC. You get engaged with on my terms, not yours. This, this is the level 45. You listen to my request, though you know me for the vainglorious fool I am humbled. The boon I ask of you is simple. I would have you sing for me. Just, like, imagine a Miku song happening here. A heartfelt performance, masterfully delivered. You have come far in such a short time, my young apprentice. Hearing your song this day, I am convinced that you are well on your way to surpassing me, as bard and archer both. Soon there will be naught left for me to impart to you. Miku, you have proven yourself worthy of the consecrated garments worn by the true bards of old to honor the keeper. I speak of the choral attire. The attire was entrusted to me when Pukno Poki and I first met, deep within the Twelves Wood. The Moogle and I had traded scarce more than a handful of words when he proffered to me the attire along with the soul of the bard. That time I knew not the true power of song, and so declined the gifts. But Puknopoki would not be denied. For all his good humor, the Moogle can be as unmoving as a rock. The attire chooses the wearer, not the other way around, he insisted, and I found myself yielding to his will. In the mastering the verses of war, I won acclaim beyond my wildest dreams upon the field of battle, and for a time I was well pleased. Alas, my lust for glory knew no bounds, the consequence of which you were already aware. It was in the wake of the massacre of Griffin Crossing, stricken with guilt, I wanted not more than the earth to open up and swallow me whole. I had lost the will to live, but I was too craven to end it myself, and so I took to wandering aimlessly in search of a place to die, far away from the judging eyes of men. Disillusioned with the power of song, I committed an act of folly. I scattered the choral attire across the realm. If truly the attire chooses its wearer, I challenged, then let it find its way back to me. Determined that I would not be proven wrong, I went to great pains to ensure that the attire would never again see the light of day, and the pieces now rest in places of peril. Being the proud fool that I was, it never crossed my mind that mayhap another was meant to don it. I would entrust the choral attire to you, Miku, but as you can see, you must needs brave dangers to claim it. I shall mark its whereabouts on your map, but I can afford no further aid beyond that. I am deeply sorry the folly of my years past has entailed this burden upon you. But Althic works in mysterious ways. In his wisdom, it may be that he has sent this trial to test your spirit. I meant not for my sentiments to encumber you, but I am convinced that you are the one chosen by the choral attire. But pray, do not take this license for complacency. Trials wouldn't be called such if they failed to tax one's ability. Stay ever on your toes, Miku. I would have you return whole of body and bearing the 4 parts of my surrendered raiment. Yeah, the intense singing. Heed me, O puissant Althic. Reverse the seasons turning that we might gaze upon the battles of yore. God, the ARR quest NPCs have so much dialogue. They just have so much. Yeah, let's get these real fast. The ability we just got from that last quest is just an AoE version of Bloodletter, so I believe once we complete this, we are done with Bard for the week, which is good. We're almost, like, caught up on regular job quests. As far as I've unlocked them. Ignore these. We're doing these all at once. Hold on. We're getting that one last. That's in the same map. I'm only teleporting there once. I forget what this gear actually even looks like. We're gonna put this with the stuff I want to put in the glamour dresser. Yeah, I don't really know what this stuff looks like off the top of my head. Oh, in the Sylphlands. He threw it all the way back in the Sylphlands. Okay. How he got there without getting harassed, I do not know. Let's equip these. Oh, the pants look bad. Oh, the pants look not good. of course, we're not going to have the chest piece, predictably. They're going to give us everything except the chest piece. Still really don't understand why they do that. There's the headpiece. Oh, God, thank God I'm done with these quests. I don't want to think about the sylphs anymore. Oh, and this one's like all the way back here. We still have to do the Odin quest line. That'll be like a later thing, though. Okay, and back to Jahantal, I guess, and then we're done with the bard quests for the night. Shockingly, not super long. Most of them were like really nice and short. Should be able to have this class leveled up to level 50 by next week. So you've returned, sound of body and mind, I trust, and you bear the 4 parts of the choral attire. I knew you for the true owner of these garments ere I heard your song. Since the day we met, your determination has reminded me of much that I have lost and would have again. I have at last settled my heart on a matter that has plagued me for some decades. When my preparations are complete, you shall know of my decision. Until then, may your song lift the spirits of your allies, and your arrows seek the hearts of your foes. Okay. Move back to working on Relic Reborn. I'm just gonna pull up the task list real fast. Relic Reborn Bravura. Okay, yeah. We have no more tasks for the initial A Relic Reborn quest. 0. We have completed all of them. It's the next quest that's gonna be a little bit of a fucker. And the quest after that, we're definitely not completing this week. I can tell you that much. We don't have anywhere near enough poetics for it. Nor is there anything we can do to get the poetics. So, you're back. Never doubted for a second you'd trounce all 3 primals and come back to pester me again. Alright then, let's see the White Hot Ember, the Howling Gale, and the Hyperfused Ore. These ought to get me the levels of heat that I need, which leaves just the Radzet Han Quenching Oil for cooling things off afterwards. You got that too, I assume? Take this from me, please. It's kind of neat seeing Radzet Han come up here, because that is a location we eventually get to visit. You've done your part, and so I'll do mine. Watch now and try not to bat your eyelids. Ain't every day you get to see a Relic Reborn. He struck the pose because he got to say the name of the quest. Whoa, Geralt, let's not go too crazy. These gods' given hands have worked yet another miracle. Feast your eyes on the bravura, just as it was in the days of yore. 'Tis a sight to move a man to tears, you lucky bastard. You'd better bloody well take care of it. Level 80. Item level 80. And there it is. Hold on. Where's my next step? Up in arms. Um. Huh? Why did the relic weapon Zenith? What is a relic weapon Zenith? Hold on. 3 Thavnarian mists in Mordona. Okay. Got it. Understood. They each cost 60? No, they each cost 20. These are, yeah, Thavnarian Mist. Let's figure out who sells that. Is it Ariana? It's you. No. Special arms? Got it. Okay. Hold on. So now I just go back to Gerald at a Falgard float, I assume. I hope, anyways. I really have no idea how this works. How do I do this? Warrior. Step has no quest markers, incredibly quick. Purchase 3 Thavnarian Mist. Deliver them to the furnace in Hurst Mill? Where is Hurst Mill? I know it sounds insane for me to be saying that. Okay, it's here. But a lot of ARR areas, like these like sub areas, I don't have their names memorized. Where is the furnace? Is it in here? No. Is it in here? Is it with you? No. I'm a little lost. I didn't know they sell... Oh, they sell bad weapons in here. Okay. Do they also sell bad gear in here? Yes. Okay. Surely it's not with Geralt, right? Surely... Oh! Of course! Yeah, this one. Revera Zenith. which raised it by a whole 10 item levels. To you, gods, I never thought I'd be glad to see ye. Just the other day, this old bloke from some faraway land suddenly appeared. He's been bugging me ever since, asking about putting souls in relics or something. None of it makes a bit of sense to me. Can't the man see how busy I am, pounding kettles all bloody day? I ain't got time to be humoring the elderly. What's more, you're the one with a relic, ain't that right? If there's anyone in this Jalzon bloke ought to be bothering, I reckon it's you. Run along then and keep the old coot off me back. Oh no. Yeah, alright, here we go. The impropriety. In my land, the elderly are treated with deference, and visitors received with honor. You must excuse me, adventurer. I have endured a trying sea voyage to meet with Eorzea's greatest weaponsmith, only to find that he is the greatest boor I have ever had the displeasure of knowing. You too, huh? But what's this? Your weapon? Unless I'm gravely mistaken, 'tis a relic infused with Thavnarian mist. Marvelous, marvelous. Ah, but where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jalzon, and I hail from the near eastern city-state of Radzat Han. I am an alchemist by trade. It has been my life's work to study the enhancement of arms through soul infusion. Verily, Thavnarian mist is one of the fruits of my toils. Upon learning the elixir had some prominence in Eorzea, I journeyed here with the intent of exploring new possibilities in my research. I want but for a subject to proceed. If you would be that subject, your weapon will become further enhanced. Will you agree to assist me, adventurer, and for your troubles, come to possess a mightier relic? Sure. A decision you will not regret, but without further ado, allow me to explain what my research will entail. Now, I trust you are aware that aether permeates all things in our world. What you may not know, however, is that aether is found in greater concentrations in Eorzea than elsewhere. When a weapon infused with quasi-soul such as your relic is used to slay a living being in this aether-rich land, that a particular phenomenon occurs. The aether released by the fallen creature resonates with your weapon and agglomerates into a crystal, which I have dubbed Atma. It must be noted that this occurs only on rare occasions, due to factors I have yet to identify. Now, as you may have already gathered, Atma is essentially the crystallized soul of a living being, and these crystals hold the key to strengthening your weapon. According to my research, 12 unique pieces of Atma are required, meaning they must be acquired from 12 different foes. See the deed done, adventurer, and you shall hold in your hand such power as you have never known. By participating in certain fates with a relic weapon zenith, you may attain an Atma crystal. Locations of the fates in the Atma yielded are as follows. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Well. Oh, hey! I didn't know this stage would already glow. It's really bright. Relic weapons are special. This glow is a like special effect that goes past other weapon glows. For example, if I am not mistaken, if we open up our portrait, of course we have to edit this one. And have Miku, pull out her weapon, whatever button does that. One of these weapons, I'm sure. Yeah, okay. So, the weapon glows in the portrait, and even if we pause it, even if we pause all motion, the weapon will continue to move. So it is, at the end of the day, kind of just a special thing for for portraits as well as just glam stuff. It's supposed to be the best weapon you can get during a given expansion, so you're rewarded for grinding them. I'm going to be working on this off stream, of course. I'll get the 12 Atmas off stream. While we're here. Sure. That looks good. Let's see. Now, let's do the rogue quests, I guess. Rogue quest 1. Okay. Thank God. Oh, my room is finally starting to cool down. At 11 o'clock at night. Okay, tonight we're going to be unlocking the final ARR job. So that's neat. Saved an interesting one for last, that's for sure. I was wondering when you'd show up, Miku, but bugger me if you don't look ready to mill an entire crew of sods by yourself. And bene that you are, because we've finally uncovered some hard facts about the last treasure. Won't be long now before we cloy the winning piece and put the staff challenge to bed. Alright, I've gathered the other coves who are meeting, so let's get down to it. At long bloody last, the black sarcophagus has given up its secrets. Underfoot, you've some news for us? Aye, Jack, I think half of our troubles in whittling the truth of it lay calling this nasty thing a treasure. The black sarcophagus ain't no dimmer bauble. It's the Mark L.I. Magitech Mine, a bleeding prototype explosive what was bitten from Imperial transport vessel. And even though it ain't that big, maybe the size of a small cargo box, they say the blast have enough kick to incinerate a bloody behemoth. Seems the Garleans meant to start production at their factory in Lenosha, then distribute the mines throughout Castrum Marinum. Lucky some plucky privateer cloyed the prototype en route then, eh? An experimental weapon, that explains why the thalassocracy was so bleeding eager to bid at that auction, and so reluctant to share the details with us. At least now we know what. There's still the question of where. The Curs delivered their bitten goods to the reformists, that much is certain. What happened to the sarcophagus after that, though, we ain't so sure. There have been no reports of huge explosions or the like, so either the executioners still have the mine, or they've peddled it to some other buyer. Reformist faction came together out of their shared hatred for the Admiral and her ways. I'm guessing they didn't cloy the bomb just to sell it. What is it, Lonnie? Oh, there's 2 of these quests. Awesome. A letter for you, Jack. Says it's urgent. A letter? Who's it from? The old man? I found it while I was sorting through our daily deliveries. Let's see now. Come to Thalos. I have urgent news. Never known the old man to summon a customer. No one's seen him at his usual haunts for a while, so do you reckon he's run some... this is some rum morsel he's dug up just for us? It could be. Miku, you and me are heading to Thalos. Underfoot, Vikebe, you're to take another stab at finding down the location of the sarcophagus. Okay. Oh my god. I think Camp Bronze Lake is probably the fastest way to get there. This one is, yeah, this is Market for Death. Yeah, we have 2 of these left. Which means we actually have 3 rogue quests total. And, you know, kind of looking at, like, the stuff we have laid out, ready, ready to do. Next week is probably gonna be, like, really exciting. Because we're running low on job quests, so those are gonna be taking up less time, and we've done the Relic Reborn stuff for the most part now. It's just gonna be me grinding for it now. Um, and, we're kind of running low on optional trials, and we're completely out of optional dungeons. So while we're not working on directly like the main scenario quest next time, we are going to be working on something that is extremely MSQ adjacent. Finally, is he down here? He's down here. It's just occurred to me I have 4 attacking buttons total. You're wasting your time, darling. We opened that Scrag's wrinkled throat bells ago. You cross the bloody executioners and you get what's coming to you. Did you like our message? Wasn't sure you'd fall for it, but a little mystery goes a long way, eh? Aw, now, don't be like that, darling. Me and the mates didn't have much choice. When the boss says go play with the rogues, then we've got to go play with the rogues. After all, we never asked you to come ruin our game, now did we? And don't give me no long-winded speech about your precious code. Reformist vision stretches far beyond what them tired old rules is good for. Once Captain Izabir takes command of the executioners, he'll give us back our teeth we lost when we submitted to the Admiral's leash. We'll be the terrors of the sea once more, free to rove and plunder in a new age of pirate glory. And I'll bathe in blood to see that age come to pass. I'll kick down your shite stinking code and have you sneaky heads on a chopping block. Like hells you will, and the sentence that's being passed today is yours. Hello there, darling. Aren't you a fine-looking lad? I've heard all this prattle before. Free to pillage and plunder, is it? Aye, that sounds grand, but you don't think of the price. That shite stinking code is the only thing that keeps you bloody coves from milling one another. Without it, without Limsa Lumensa to call home, you'd be adrift in an ocean of quarrons. But if you're so keen to keep company with the dead, I'll be sodden happy to oblige. Oh, you was prettier with your gob shut. But I can see I'm out of my depth here. As much as I'd like to lop off your noggins, I'll have to be satisfied with dragging the two of you out into the wilds. Kept you out of the way, haven't I? Out with it, then. Ain't it obvious you stubborn scrags is looking to wipe her new toy, or swipe her new toy, and my job was to stall you. Captain is the mine with him right now. He's about to show the rest of the executioners that he's got the stones to sit in the leader's chair. And what better way to do that than executing the bitch what snapped the chains on our crew? It's targeting the Admiral herself. You're planning to blow up the command room, ain't you? You have me permission to panic. Of course, if you'd rather steer clear of the city, I'd be glad to keep company right here, sweet meat. Okay. Got this mad more to her mercy, but she seems to be enjoying herself. I'd better drag her back to the guild and see what other information she'll spill. I'll need you back in Limsa as well, but you've business at the foremast first. You should find Captain Malala at her post here. Forget about the sodden challenge and tell her everything we know. Unless we judge her well off kilter, she'll do what needs to be done. The fuck was that? Okay, goodbye. Oh, cool. Make sure. Yeah, okay. We're almost done with this quest. Not quite done with Rogue in general, though. Really hoping this doesn't take the entire hour we have left. 'Cause I was hoping to get the last Ixal quest in tonight as well. I don't know how long that one's going to take, though. Oh, you're one of Jack's rogues. You've come to steal the sorrows, have you? You're still wearing them? Well, you shan't have them. As you can see, they're safely clasped behind my very own... You're not here for the earrings? Why would you be... Okay. The Admiral, you say? Are you sure these fiends are in possession of the sarcophagus? I must deploy more sentries at once. Do not think this voice a challenge, rogue. And you can relay as much to your impudent guildmaster. I suppose you can thank him for the warning as well. They're just sending the most hateable NPCs our way tonight. I swear to God. June having to interact with Eric and Malala. I don't know if we're going to live through the night. Looking ahead inside, yes. Okay. So, the jackets are on the move. Bene, I've been listening to that addled pirate cackle since I got her back to the sisters. But she's given us not what we didn't already know. And we know more than enough. I'd say we rally the rogues and go after that mine before it blows up our muns. Leader of the Reformists, this Captain Eisbeer, is planning on milling the Admiral with a bang. Oh, I didn't mean to move that. Then my guess is he'll be aiming to demolish the entire command room. I'm going to move that up a little there. You know, mizzenmast eye, tower what holds the Drowned Wench in the Bulwark Hall. The Admiral's bridge and her command room are right at the top of it. Then you've got your district, what surrounds the mizzenmast. That's the busy beaten heart of the city. Even with the threat of attack, you can just steal it up in the blink of an eye and call the whole thing Bob. Try to explain the danger to the culls what live and work there. And then you'd have a frightened, stampeding mob on your fambles. Nay, lass, our only option is to have eyes snilchin every approach to the tower. I'll put the wit out as to how many coves I can and spread them throughout the streets. Your job will be to cover the aft castle. Just wait and see, Miku. We'll get this Eyes beer and his little bomb, too. I didn't know you could see other people in here. Also, that guy's name was Solaris. No, I'm not saying it's a Sonic 06 reference, you know. I'm just saying his name was Solaris. Oh, this quest is literally just a solo duty. It is just the solo duty and nothing else. Okay. Don't remember the solo duty at all. Why's Papa Limo here pretending to be an old man? Oh, did not like the Lalafell laughter there either. That was bad. Ugh, the fog picked a grand night to roll in thick. This will make things interesting. Our presence in the streets is far too thin. Where are the reinforcements I ordered? My apologies, Captain. There just aren't any more soldiers to spare. The bulk of our forces has already been assigned to guard not only the Admiral, but a number of other high-ranking personnel as well. Unacceptable! What could Commodore Rayner be thinking? There are dangerous criminals stalking the city as we speak. Call in squads from the outposts if you must. But I want to see our security tightened and the populace properly protected. Captain, we can't be certain the pirates' plan hasn't changed. If we consider the possibility that they've switched to a target outside the walls, it would be folly to weaken those defenses. You've made your point, Sergeant. Return to your post. Once all is lost, it is far too late to question what one should have done. You seem troubled, sir. Perhaps I could be of assist. Shoot him! Oh, Jesus. I've been dying to meet you, lass. Aye, keen to set eyes on the bold yellow belly, what cost our crew a fortune in old on coin. You're an executioner, one of Eisbeer's men. You've strayed too far into the world you don't understand, miss. Your eyes is fixed upon the light of justice. Leaving ye blind to the chasm opening up at your feet. Oh shit. At least they'll say you died with your boots on. Bald! Holy shit, that Rogan is bald! The yellow belly won't be bothering us no more, Captain. As for the mine, the lads will have it primed in front of the wench by the time you get there. Good. Not long now before we drag that bitch Admiral, her petty tower, and all her simpering curs down to the bottom of the sea. Then I'll raise our flag in the ruins of the mizzenmast and lead our brethren to return to the old ways of blood and plunder. Oh. Shouldn't not have had that last bottle. Bottle's wife is gonna kill me. Eh, what was that then? Not after the command room. They mean to bring down the entire tower. The mizzenmast falls. The bridges will follow. Half the city will. Please, you must help me. The danger, far greater than we. Bloody hells, it's alive! Oh, no, no, no. I didn't see nothing. Didn't see nothing. Please, you must send word. Jesus. I've never seen these cutscenes before, so someone must be told. You, how did you... Your valiant and forthright weapon. You'd hear that single pistol shot from miles away. Weren't hard to guess what happened. Poke the yellow jackets on my way over. A healer will be along shortly. Bene, that means we've only one last thing to do. We have never been allies, but I beg of you. You must stop them. Save the city. Ah, lass, you know, you don't need to ask. Taking down mad coves and biting back what was bitten is our job. You all set then? Ready, Jack? Always. Let's go cloy that sarcophagus and fit Icebeer for a new coffin. Alright. This is a long-ass cutscene. Oh, I still don't have an AoE attack. Oh, there's a lot of them. What the hell? There's a leech. There's a gunner back here. I think I vaguely remember the gameplay portion of this solo ditty. But honestly, only vaguely. Yeah, if I remember right, we have to, there's, like, specific targets around here we have to take down? Yeah. Why is this guy attacking me? There's one, like, back here. Yeah, right here. Seamster. Black mage? Yeah, this guy's a black mage. Or I guess a thaumaturge. It's a fun element of ARR. Having, like, these, the enemies, like, are, at least the humanoid ones, are largely classes you can actually play. There, now we just have to kill all the guys. We had only 90 more seconds to do that, by the way. Oh. I've been pinned in place. There. And that's the rogue quests. Status report? Mine has been disabled, and the engineers should soon have it safely removed. Our soldiers sustained some injuries in the battle with reformists, but none were fatal. Also, the Admiral sends her sincerest gratitude. Look, there she is, that Captain Malala, the hero of Limsa Lominsa. You recovered from your wound, Captain? We heard now how you very nearly lost your life stopping that horde of pirates from blowing up the mizzenmast. 3 cheers for the Yellow Jackets. Our city'd be lost without you. But wait, that's not how it... Sergeant, what are the rogues? Did they survive the battle? I don't rightly know, Captain. All we found near the sarcophagus were reformists, either dead or strung from the rafters. Alive, then. Would seem we are deeply in their debt. Captain, might I have the silver sorrows from you now? We've been ordered to hand them over to the Commodore, along with the black sarcophagus. Why, of course, they're right here. The earrings! I could have sworn I was still... He wouldn't have. He stole them from me while I lay dying? That cad, I knew he was not to be trusted. Keep an eye on him. Indeed, I should have known. Sure about this, Jack? He's wearing them. Could have clothed the sarcophagus as well. I think she's earned it, don't you? If it bothers you that much, think of it as a trade. If you ask me, they look a bit daft. Well, I didn't ask you. So the jackets ended up with the mine, and we got the diamond and the earrings, which means victory belongs to the Rogues Guild. Do you think the Malala will leave it at that, then? I get the feeling we ain't done with her yet. I'd say we're done with her challenge, but you never know when our paths will cross again. We'll just have to see what Limsa's underbelly spits up next. Aye, this city ain't ever quiet for long. Well, it's been a pleasure working with you, Miku. If I ever need a trusty pair of stabbers by my side, I know who to ask. I'm off as well, bloody starving I am. Don't forget to gaffle a bite when you can, eh, Miku? Best head back to the sisters, too, before the shrew decides she'd rather hear us cry cockles. Bene work, Miku. Be seeing you soon. How'd he do that? And that's it for Rogue Quests. Look, it's a cute little quest line. It's nice. God, it's bloated, though. It is the most bloated quest line in the game. For job quests, in my humble opinion. It's just too much. every single one of them has a solo duty, and sometimes there's 2 solo duties per level. Like, no. It's at the point where actually completing these is, like, actively distracting to attempting to play through the game. And we've got another cutscene. Ho there, Miku. Don't call me a ho. It'll be nice to finally have a bit of rest, eh? The job never ends, but even a dimmer dammer like myself needs to breathe every now and again. And your adventuring mates just must be wondering where you've got to. Yeah, I mean, we've been doing your solo duties nonstop, Jack. That was a proper long assignment, but I'm glad you decided to see it through. You've proven to be a stalwart protector of the code, even if this ain't truly your world. When you walk back to the Lightmans, you'll have to find your own code to uphold, and when you do, you'll have the skills you learned in the shadows to help you defend it. Well, that's more than enough prittle-prattle out of me. Your travels might take you far and wide, Miku, but no, you're always welcome here at the Sisters. And finally, peasants by day, ninjas by night, for our last ARR job crystal. Ah, Miku, keeping your stabber sharpened, I hope? Because I've got a job to be done, and I reckon the Dimmer Dammer would put the executioners on the chopping block is just the one to do the doing. My men have sighted some shifty types around Wineport of late. No code-breaking curs, so far as I know, and that's the rub. We don't know half as much about them as I'd like. They claim to be simple peasants, refugees from some far-flung realm, but I don't know how many peasants would skulk about in the Darkmans as much as they've been doing. So long as they're not breaking the code, they can do as they please, but being who we are, it falls to us to look into the matter and make sure that all's Bob. Since my gut tells me this may be a 2-rogue job, I've sent Underfoot on ahead, so put on your best beater cases, head to Wineport, and meet him there. How long is this quest? Let me take a peek. Not short. Not short. Miku, when Jack said he'd be sent in one of the guild's canniest morts along after me, I had a feeling it might be you. Now, I'd love to tell you old Underfoot's already whittled the whole scrap on our friends, but the truth is, I've turned up more questions than answers. They claim to hail from the South Sea Isles, but me little birds at Mielvin's gate swear to the last man that's some piss-poor mummery. There's no record of any ship sailing into port. Looks, it falls into you and me to get a closer snitch. I just hope you brought along your sharpest stabbers, as there's no telling who we're... Hear that, lass? Either Underfoot's gone daft or some mort just screamed out for dear life. Something tells me our little task is about to take a turn for the interesting. Let's say we go see what's what. It's actually, he's reminded me we need to equip our better knives. There. Happy Pride to her specifically, I guess. Have mercy, I am but a simple milkmaid, with not a single guild to my name. Did you kill these people? Rest easy, lass. My friend and I don't mean you no harm, just... Though I must say you got me curious, what in the name of the 12 happened here? It just, like, zoomed in really weirdly, and the only thing that zoom in did was crop me out of the shot. I just come to town to purchase some supplies. No sooner had I walked through the gates than I was suddenly accosted by 3 burly drunkards who demanded that I hand over all my possessions. To my good fortune, it seems the men had partaken a bit too heavily. When they saw the meager contents of my coin purse, they began to squabble amongst themselves. A fistfight ensued. Before I knew it, the 3 men were lying on the ground as you see them now. Sounds like Nemea smiled upon you today, lass. Though, might I suggest you be a bit more careful on your next visit? All manner of scurvy sorts frequent these parts, and you'll find that not all of them are blundering lackwits like your friends here. Thank you for your concern, good sir. Rest assured I will take your words to heart. Good day to the both of you. Well, Miku, how did the girl's words strike you? Mummery. She killed these people. You two, I was thinking the very same. Squabbling amongst themselves. Just look, there's barely a scratch on any of these louts. I'd wager there's more to the rum, doxy she's letting on. Come, let us go to the drag. Oh, go on the drag and see what she might be hiding. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Ah, fuck. Oh, if I run too far that way, I'll just get attacked again. Am I really missing this enemy? There. And another cutscene. Naturally. And a right mess we've got here. You reckon these coves got on the wrong side of our lass? One thing's for sure, they're no more peasants than you and I. One look at these stabbers tells me as much. I have failed. I beg of you, take this and return to Master Oboro, to Lady Tsubame. It's too late, the poor sod's dead. As for this stone, your guess is as good as mine. A lucky charm of sorts, perhaps? Any road, we best start moving our dew beaters. Before the last gets away. Her footprints lead in the direction of Upper Lenosha. Is that the... No. But the sack is soiled. Not what I wanted to hear. Oh my god. Just gonna let him reset for a second. Let's see. Okay, we're like halfway through. I can't believe it let me do that. Okay. She hides behind a tree as if that could make her hide her from me. I do know a little bit about these quests, and I do know about this freak. She didn't really think she could fool me with those silly rags, did she? Or did she? Perhaps she's not as clever as we believed. And a mysterious savior rushes to the damsel's defense. Such bravery, such compassion. Such folly. Little does she know that the girl is more than capable of taking care of herself. And she's gone. And right on cue, Oboro the Dim leaps onto the scene to save his dear little swallow in the most unsurprising surprise attack the realm has ever seen. Cease your ramblings, Karasu, before I rip that tongue from your bloody beak. Yow! Our hero is wounded, a stab through the heart. His childhood friends stand before him, blades drawn and hate in their eyes. Oh, the tragedy of it all. The audience sobs. And what's this? A couple of bit players who have forgotten to leave the stage? Did no one tell them their part in the play is long since over? Jesus. Oh, and the faceless rogue shows a surprising skill. Perhaps she yet has a role to play. I will say this much. Unlike a certain someone, at least you intrigue me. But other matters demand our hero's attention, and so the first act must draw to a close. Come, my pet. Wait, Karasu! Ever quick to retreat, that one. The two from Wineport. Did you follow me here? Beg pardon, miss. My friend and I are here on behalf of the dutiful sisters, and you, sister, have some questions to answer. I've lived on the underbelly of society for long enough to recognize when a man's more than what he seems. So, make this easy for us, lass. Just, who exactly are you and what are you doing here? And here's hoping for both your sakes that it doesn't involve breaking no code. So, you are the rogues of whom I have heard so much. Forgive me, we were remiss in not seeking you out sooner. Very well. You shall know all there is to know. My name is Oboro, and she is Tsubame. We hail from a village in Doma, several thousand malms across the sea. We are, perhaps you have no word for what we are. In our own tongue, one might call us shinobi. Doma, the imperial province. The same, though it did not have to be so. Our countrymen fought with honor against the might of Garlemald. What we lacked in number, we made up for with martial prowess. It was in battle we could have won, had we not been betrayed by one of our own. Our every secret, our every move known to our foe, the tide of battle turned on the morrow. Thousands of our countrymen were slaughtered, and at day's end, Doma remained under the imperial yoke. The traitorous Kerr joined the imperial ranks as chief of their covert operatives, or so they say. That is the man you just met, Karasu, though I am loath to call him a man. To this day, he whispers in the ears of the Garleans, making a mockery of those who once called him friend and brother. But no longer. We have come to Eorzea at our village elder's behest to see that Karasu pays for his crimes with his life. Come to mill a treacherous rook who blew the gab on his comrades. You sound like a right Bene Cove. Consider ol' Underfoot impressed. Forgive me, this land and its tongue are still new to us. Me too, Oboro. Nonetheless, we were able to lure Karasu here, but more than a few of our comrades gave their lives in the effort, and now this... Was their sacrifice for naught? Ah, you have my gratitude. When one of our kind falls, tradition dictates that we return their soul to the village, that it may rest with our ancestors. What? Our fallen brother's soul calls out to this woman. Could it be a sign? Are we fated to fight as one? I would make you an offer. We will instruct you on our art, the art of ninjutsu. In return, you will share with us your knowledge of this land, that it might serve us in our mission. But Aurora, she is not Doman. She is not of our village. Look around you, Tsubame. Our brothers and sisters are fallen or gravely wounded. Today's failure makes it all too clear. We cannot hope to stand against Karasu without knowing the lay of the land. Can't say I'm thrilled with the prospect of losing a dimmer dammer like yourself. But hells, in my younger days, I've been keen to try my fams at some of those techniques myself. And the more my waddles take in, the more these two strike me as better and better folks. If you're keen to lend them in your daddles, Jesus Christ, Perimu. I understand the other two more than you. And the other two are supposed to be the ones who are not from here. I'll be not one to stand in your way. If you would know more, come to the dock storehouse at Raincatcher Gully. We shall await you there. Who'd have figured, eh? Any road, the choice is yours, Miku. In the meantime, I'm gonna head back to Limsa and report to Jack before he comes and gives me a good clout in the knob. Bye, Perimu. See you never. Have I been getting attacked by this Muljaw the entire time? I almost wonder if I was getting mauled, like... If, rather, like... If I was going to... If there was a universe in which I loaded out of that cutscene to, Miku being a corpse. The ninja quests are, like, really infamous for just kind of being placed in random spots. There's a few of these that are, lined up with where S-rank hunt targets spawn. So we meet again. Am I to take your presence to mean you've chosen to accept our offer? Yeah, sure. Thank you. I speak not only for myself and Tsubame, but for our entire village when I say you have our profound gratitude. What I would tell you next, I would tell you out of earshot of strangers. Byakubu has been instructed to only let trusted visitors through the doors behind me. When he speaks to you, Ayame, you are to answer Kaie De. You need not know what the words mean, only that they will grant you entrance. Hello, Oboro. Welcome, Miku. You stand within the provincial base of operations my people have established in your land of Eorzea. It may not look like much, either without or within, but it's precisely the point. We find it an ideal vantage point from which to observe the comings and goings of Karasu and his men without attracting undue attention to ourselves. My fallen brother saw you as a worthy inheritor to his soul. To honor his memory, I entrust it to you, but soul alone will not make you a shinobi. No, this will require training of your body and mind. Our art, the art of ninjutsu, originated with our ancestors many years ago. Since then, it has been passed down to with each generation, mother to daughter, father to son. We draw power from the world around us, the heaven, the earth, and the hearts of man, and channel this power into physical form. I'm told that this is similar to your concept of aether, was it? We must confess that Eorzean words and ways remain unfamiliar to me. How does one channel this power, you may ask? Jesus Christ. Through the use of mudra, hand gestures that call forth each of the three forms of energy which I spoke. The first mudra, which I will teach you, calls the power of the heavens. In Doma, we call this 10. You're eager to learn, yes? Attune your soul to that of my fallen brother, and then approach me once more. And that is when your training will begin. They are giving me a 4th quest. Remember when I said, God, I hope this doesn't take a full fucking hour? I shouldn't have underestimated the goddamn rogue quests, because they are never ending. It's fine, we don't have anything else to do. We've long since passed when we should be working on the Ixals, so... I'm not reading that. Come on. Okay. 10 and ninjutsu. Let me take a look at how long this quest is. Okay. Yes, I can sense it. Though you were not of our blood, the soul of my people is strong in you. You're one of us now, a shinobi. And your training has only just begun. Heed my words well, Miku, for the shinobi blade and mind are one. The weak mind gives rise to a weak blade. The false mind gives rise to a false blade. But the mind that is strong and true, that blade will know no equal. Such were the teachings of my master, and his master's master before him. The shinobi must keep presence of mind at all times, or his blade may well be one of glass. That is the lesson of mind. Now should we begin with the lesson of body. You will recall the art of ninjutsu involves using hand gestures, called mudra, to summon the energies of heaven, earth, and man. Ten, Shin, and Jin in the Doman tongue. Myriad techniques can be unleashed depending on the mudra you combine and the order in which you do so, but perhaps I'm getting ahead of myself. Child must learn to walk before he can run. To begin, I would see you master your first mudra. 10, the mudra of heaven. Summon the energy of heaven and project it forth. From your hand will fly a flaming star or Fuma Shuriken. Outside the storehouse, you will find a Mokujin, a wooden man of sorts traditionally used in Doma for training. Do as I've told you and strike it with a Fuma Shuriken. I will observe your technique at a distance. Holy shit, just never ending. So yeah, Ninja's a really cool class, where it's about, like, free-form combination of these three abilities, more so than it is anything else. Yes, that'll do, Miku. Clearly, I did not misjudge your potential. Perhaps you have also felt your body becoming lighter. This is but another benefit of your training. You may find yourself able to dance through the air with your blades drawn. Be mindful, a true shinobi sees that no movement is wasted. You demonstrated your skills well against the wooden man, but wood does not strike back. Your next opponent will not be so docile. Prepare yourself. That's telling you that this class has an exclusive jumping animation, by the way. This is the only class in the game that gets to do this. Okay, yep, one more solo duty for the road. Maybe you'll attack in waves, use Skirmisher Shuriken to attack them from a safe distance. Awesome. Great beast for your next challenge. You must maintain presence of mind no matter how fearsome. It's funny, they give us this, like, shuriken thing first. It is damn near useless later on. This thing never comes up. Oh, hello, Oboro. Ah, okay. Only had to get him to half health. There. I see. What Oboro means to say is that he's not seen anyone master the fundamentals of ninjutsu with such swiftness. Is that not so, Oboro? I am capable of speaking for myself, Tsubame, but it is true, Miku has exceeded even my own expectations. Her blade slices through the air as a fish glides through water. But that is enough training for the day. Now it is my turn to be the student, and you the teacher. I would learn the ways of Eorzea. You will instruct me, yes? You have my gratitude, Miku. First, I would better know the terrain of Ludnos. Is something amusing? My bow? I see. Who would have thought such a simple gesture of courtesy would be so complicated? Like this, is it? Forgive him. Oboro has not quite been himself since coming to these shores. It seemed that neither the food nor the climate agrees with him. Let us not forget the stink of those infernal horse birds. All the more reason for us to complete our mission swiftly and to return to more hospitable environs. Anyhow, Miku, that should suffice for the day. Practice well your ninjutsu, and return when you are ready for your next lesson. Seem you have some practicing to do as well. Okay, goodbye, Oboro. See you next week. There. That's every job quest we had unlocked. I mean, that's something, right? Let's see. I don't want to finish the Ixal quests yet. Let's do a quick minor quest. Why not? So we're at level 15 on minor, so this will be probably pretty quick and easy. Considering we can buy whatever we need off the market board, so that's the fun thing about the quests. For these up until Stormblood is that they never actually expect you to gather anything or craft anything, I guess. Miku, I've been searching high and low for you. You have a visitor, and no ordinary one at that. Speak of Deep Canyon, vice foreman of Amajina and Sons Mineral Concern. Seems word of your sizable haul of obsidian has reached his ears, and now he wishes to meet with you. I can only speculate as to his intentions, I'm afraid. We haven't spoken much of late. Truth be told, I've scarcely seen him. You'd never know it, but we used to be close. Anyway, I suggest you go and see the man, find out what he wants of you. He's waiting by the entrance. Hello. You must be Miku. I've been waiting for you. I'm Deep Canyon, vice foreman of the concern. I must say, you're not what I was expecting. I was sure Adalberta's newest protege would be an Alamegan, like every other miner this place produces these days. But I'll wager you're from even farther afield and that you're an adventurer. Hmm, no offense. But in these parts, adventurers are known for being fickle buggers whose break pledges, or who, oh my god. Fickle buggers who break pledges like the rest of us break bread. Truth be told, I've always wondered whether you lot were actually good for Ul'dah. Okay. I've killed Ifrit like 4 times. But it seems you're not like the others. It takes more than a job and miner to deliver on an order from for the concern. I've a mind to assign you work. Real work. But before I do, I'm obliged to test you. I want you to procure 10 ounces of cinnabar for me. Do this, and we'll talk about a more lucrative undertaking. Of course, a bit of cinnabar shouldn't pose much trouble for the guild's rising star. It is but a formality. Speaking of formalities, be sure to tell the guildmaster about your little test. She's the one in charge around here, after all. I won't have it said that I'm undermining her authority. Test from Dupecaman, you say? I thought as much. In case you don't know, cinnabar is the material used to make quicksilver. It's found in certain types of rock, and you invariably need a sledgehammer to get at it. Now, I don't mean to dampen your spirits, but contrary to what you were told, cinnabar isn't easy to find. In fact, it's known to elude even experienced miners. And here you are, tasked with procuring 10 ounces of the stuff. Safe to say, this test is no mere formality. May not be able to help you dig, but I can point you in the right direction. Search just outside the Sunrise Gate. The rocky outcrops thereabouts are known to yield cinnabar. 10 ounces may sound like nothing, but take it from me. You'll have to work for every one. This is a big task, Miku, but I believe you're equal to it. Okay. Go to the Sunrise Gate? Is that a gate I can teleport out of? No. Hold on. Okay, well, we're just gonna buy it. I could look up, like, ooh, where do we get it? And we could just really quickly go get it, but, like, I don't want to. Cinnabar is gonna be cheap. Yep, dirt cheap. 500, or 100 gil, rather, actually. Or no, 500 gil. I was just remembering the price. To clear this quest. Like, really easy off the market board. Want 10 ounces of cinnabar. Here you go. Yep, mind it myself. Well, the full amount. Congratulations, Miku. You've passed the test. Seems you've got even more potential than I've been led to believe. This guild's no place for a lass of your talent. I'll make you my personal assistant. But sadly for you, the position is not open to adventurers. Why? Because the concern only employs those whose roots are firmly planted in Ul'dah. Our nation owes much of its prosperity to the mining trade, but more and more we see outsiders growing fat off the knowledge of our forebears. Oh, I know full well that there are decent foreigners out there who will give us as much as they get, yourself for one. Ultimately, what belongs to Ul'dah should stay in Ul'dah hands. Of course, the current guildmaster doesn't share our way of thinking. Yeah, that's because it's racist. Which is something I dare say we'll need to see about correcting before long. Jesus Christ. Might be as business is good, but 'tis better to be short-handed than to watch outsiders make off with our wealth. But we were talking about you, Miku. You've proven yourself capable, and the concern will have more work for you in the coming days. Depend on it. Before I go, here's some free advice for me. Pay more attention to your gear. What you're wearing or what you wear and wield affects how well you work. Even a decent pair of gloves can make the world a difference. Take my word for it. Those things cost money, 'tis true, but what's the price for a pair of gloves compared to the untold wealth that lies out there waiting to be dug up? Bugger all, that's what. And on that note, I'll be off. I don't doubt we'll meet again soon, assuming you stick with the trade long enough, that is. We have time for another. Ah, Migu, I hear you passed the Vice Foreman's test. Well done. Never doubted you'd manage it, but I'm proud of you all the same. Tell me, did Deep Canyon have any words of advice for you by chance? I see. In case you're wondering, the Vice Foreman used to be a miner himself. Before that, he used to be my mentor. God, I do not want to read another long-winded backstory for a fucking job quest NPC. My father was a miner too, but he died in a cave-in when I was but a child. The guild's been home to me since, members of my family. I grew up here watching girls sing and dance at the very stage. I even joined them for a while. It seemed the best way to please my adopted family. Didn't want to become a miner back then, you see. But after what happened to my father, I could scarcely face the thought of spending a moment underground. Never mind a lifetime. Now that stage suited me much better, which left what exactly? Having been surrounded by miners for as long as I could remember, I began to wonder if I truly belonged among them. I even considered leaving. It was then that one of the guild's brightest and best took me by the hand and showed me the joys of mining. I speak, of course, of Deep Canyon. He taught me everything I knew, he knew, which was a great deal, and the more I learned of mining, the closer I felt to my father. I owe a lot of debt to Deep Canyon, despite how things turned out. But I'm rambling. I meant only to tell you that the man knows what he's talking about when it comes to mining, at least. Now, it's high time I taught you something. You're here to learn after all. Concerns the Vice Foreman's advice to you. He speaks true. A miner who neglects his gear can't hope to work his full potential. In the past, you've wanted to improve your gear, but had little choice but to replace it. These days, we have materia. By your confused expression, I take it you're not familiar with the stuff. Well then, I reckon a lesson is in order. Simply put, materia is a kind of crystal that enhances the properties of equipment it's attached to. The attachment process is fairly simple, but that wasn't always the case. Time you needed substances called catalysts and digging up the stuff once formed a healthy part of a miner's workday. Now, even though no one needs catalysts anymore, there's still educational merit in the gathering. To that end, I want you to try your hand at mining a variety of it, namely Grade 1 carbonized matter. 15 fragments of it ought to do. You'll have best luck searching around the Dinaville checkpoint over in Middle Enosia. Oh, and you'll most definitely need your sledgehammer. Yep, running straight over to Lenosha to go mine that out of the ground. Uh-huh. Huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Hold on. Grade 1 carbonized matter. Market prohibited. Why? Middle of the ocean. Ironically, you can also gather it as botanist, so I imagine we're gonna need some for botanist as well. Whoops, wrong way. All these. My current sledgehammer. Much better than this. It's around 3 Malm Bend, they said. So that's up north. Should be, these, I'd imagine, up here. I just love how much shit gets thrown all over my screen all the time when I'm gathering. Oh. You know what? I'm gonna do one more, just so I can have 30 sitting around. Wow. There. Now we don't have to gather it when we get to the botanist quests. And this is likely the last quest of the night. So that's exciting, I guess. The gatherer quests are honestly not super bad unless we're talking Fisher, at which point I'm just gonna have to throw Gil at her problems until they go away. Here's search. Here you go. Precisely 15 fragments of grade 1 carbonized matter. Well done, Miku. I expect you're keen to learn about materia. Well, the first thing I should tell you is it's not been around for long. In Eorzea, at least, knowledge of its use only came to our shore a few years back. Process of enhancing equipment goes something like this. First, you take a well-worn gear and extract materia from it. Don't ask me how. Then you take that materia and attach it to the item you want to enhance. It's this procedure, known as melding, that once required catalysts, like the kind you brought me. Should mention at this point that the actual task of melding is something only the skilled disciples of the hand should attempt. That's weavers, goldsmiths, and so on. These people used to depend on us, disciples of the land, to supply them with catalysts. Then catalyst-free melding was discovered, and we lost not a small source of work, but that's progress for you, and I try to be happy for it. Now, there are various kinds of materia, each offering unique benefits. And, as I'm sure you've guessed, some of them can be exceedingly useful to miners. It's these which I recommend you seek out. Once you've found a materia you like, you just need to ask a friendly disciple of the hand to do melding for you. I'm sure there's one among your acquaintances. Me. There's me. Okay, we have 6 minor quests left. So we'll be finishing those up on another day. We really don't need this. Goodbye. How am I doing on seals? Not great on them. Okay. And with that, we're going to prepare to log out. So yeah, I don't know. That was pretty eventful. We got our relic, which is cool. Mark my words, I will finish this thing. We will see a completed ARR relic. Next time, I'm just gonna go ahead and tuck these away in here. Next time, I'm going to try to get us into the first series of Alliance raids. I'm gonna try. That being said, obviously, time-sensitive things like job quests might have to come first. We'll see. Like, I'm not gonna worry about finishing the Bard quest next time, maybe, but, you know, if I need to do a monk or a ninja quest, then we are doing a monk or a ninja quest. But in addition to that, we also have to finish up the final Allied Society quest for A Realm Reborn, in addition to doing the overall Allied Society, like, I forget what they're called. The final quest, though, the last one in the sequence, we still have to do. So that'll be happening next time. That's going to be given priority. I'm going to try to get us into the Alliance raids next time. We'll see. And uh yeah, that's and more job quests. That's about all I got. Um so yeah, I'm gonna call it there. Um, you know, it's been like what, 3 hours, 2.5 hours. Really reading heavy evening. Lots of backstories given to me. Um there we go. With that, that's all I've got for the evening. Next stream will be 7 viewers. What the hell? Um, Next stream is going to be on. Let me think about my next week. Tuesday. It'll be on Tuesday. I swear to God, we're doing twerky this week. Okay, we're. I gotta not call it that. We're doing Pokemon on Tuesday. Um, it just so happens that the last couple weeks have been kind of a nightmare for me. In terms of everything. I got food poisoning. So that was last week, and the week before, I could not sleep. I just couldn't sleep at all. So like, uh, I would have been cranky on stream, especially playing such a luck based game like Pokemon. So we'll be doing Pokemon Scarlet again. We'll be returning to the adventures of Twerky and Co. Um, so hopefully that'll be pretty fun. And we'll be back with Miku on Sunday as per usual. I hope you guys are enjoying seeing all these quest lines because there's uh I feel like I always skip these. I never pay attention to them, so it's kind of interesting to see what they actually have going on in them. But that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching. And yeah, have a great night, everybody.